at University Paris Dauphine. Also, he worked successively as a consultant and manager for world-famous groups and companies. He is the author of the book Managing Luxury Brands, which will be published by Mirai here in Seoul next month, right? And he is now a consultant for EIM. He is Professor Michel Chevalier. Now it is my pleasure to present to you Professor Michel Chevalier. Let's welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very glad to be here today with you, and the subject I'm going to present to you is what is unique about luxury. What is unique about luxury? And when I say that, obviously your first reaction is to say, well, he's going to speak about, every people from every sector explain that their business is different, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to tell us that luxury is different. The only thing is that I believe most businesses are similar, and luxury is actually different. I'm going to do an introduction quite fast when I'm going to show three different elements of this luxury field. One, its artistic content. Second, its craftsmanship aspect. Third, its international scope. And then I'll speak about two aspects of the luxury business. First, the luxury client, and then we'll speak rapidly about key management issues. First thing, as an introduction, I would like to say that this is a business where the artistic, the aesthetic aspect is a very important part. For example, I take a Cartier or a Dupont lighter. Okay, if you look at a product like that, this is heavy in the pocket. This is very messy to refill, and it's a very complicated product. Actually, it's much more complicated than a disposable lighter. Why would people buy a Dupont or a Cartier lighter? Well, first, because it has some emotional content, and second, because it has to be beautiful. It has to be a different article. Actually, in luxury, we don't sell products, we sell objects. And a Dupont lighter, it's a beautiful object. It must be looking perfect. And before, when they come with a new Dupont lighter, when they come with a prototype, the first thing they do, they send it to Asia, and they make research to see if the tap coming to the body of the lighter makes the noise that the Asian customer likes. If the prototype does not make that noise, they will not sell it. So you see, the product is much more than a product, it's an object, and in this business, the aesthetic aspect is a very important part of the total deal. Second commentary, rapidly, is the concept of craftsmanship. You go yourself and you buy an Armani suit. Okay, if people tell you that this Armani suit was chain manufactured in Romania, you are not very happy with it. Your idea is that this product was made in Giorgio Armani's workshop in Milano. And all the concept of luxury is a concept of individual pieces, even if it's not true, individual pieces made for you, a very special customer. You can ask, for example, to visit some Louis Vuitton factories in France. And I promise you, you will never end up in an automatized factory where they make leather wallets. You will end up in the Agnières workshop, and in that workshop, they make only made-to-order pieces. So people in this business of luxury value very much the concept of craftsmanship, of individual work, and special relationship between the designer and the customer. This is the second introductory comment on this business. Third introductory comment is on the international aspect of that business. What should you do with your bonus? And in this, they speak about watches, jewelry, cars, of course, and special furniture, and just what do you do with your bonus? Spend part of that bonus into luxury. You have a lot of executive women, when they have either a raise or a promotion or a special bonus, that will end up buying a crocodile handbag or a very special piece of jewelry. You see, again, exceptional purchases that middle-class people do exceptionally in a few occasions. So you see, we are very far from traditional business. Now, is this different in Asia? No, of course. This is the same in Asia. But in Asia, there are a few differences that are worth mentioning. The first one is that in Asia, you have a new category, which is the young 18 to 28 salaried working girl who still lives in her parents, and she has a very high spending power because she doesn't have to pay rent, and she's a very important Asian customer, and she will buy very much according to what her friends tell her she should buy. So very much group norms, and very importance of this group in Asia. The second difference in Asia is that you have two different ways of acting as a client in Asia. The first one is the Japanese one. The Japanese system, women control the budget and the finance of the household. Therefore, they go and buy themselves. They are financially more autonomous than in other countries, more autonomous than in European countries, by the way. And they would spend the money, and therefore they would buy luxury goods and a certain type of different goods. In China, on the contrary, men control the budget, and men buy gifts for their wives. And then, I say their wives only, but you see, then the merchandising in Japan and in China is completely different, because in China you're going to sell a lot of ready-to-wear. In China you don't sell ready-to-wear, you sell iconic pieces, special products that men can buy and then offer as a gift, and it's much easier to offer a handbag or a watch than to offer a lady's suit. Moved into the Galliano area. Well, it's very interesting because the European customers, in terms of desirability, they have downgraded between 1996 and 2003. They have downgraded the Dior desirability by 30%. So people in Europe today, they consider Dior much less desirable than it was 7 or 8 years ago. Now, was Dior right to bring Galliano? Yes, because the Russian customers are crazy about Galliano, the Japanese customers are crazy about Galliano, and the Chinese customers are crazy, American customers are okay, so actually sales of Dior have been actually developing by 25% a year, very, very impressive growth. But you know, I'm saying that because it's much easier to grow when you change identities in countries where you were not before than in countries where you already have a strong identity and people resent the fact that you are changing that. So this is a business where you have a lot of, you don't have much flexibility, you have a lot of rigidity in what you can do, in the way you can do it. So what's new? You know, what's all other aspect of the timing? It takes about 18 months for a fashion cycle to go around and develop a brand. So just a last word on this business. This is a business which has remained incredibly family-oriented. To come here, I was looking at which companies in this business were private or public. Now, private companies, very easy. You have Ferragamo, Armani, Chanel, Bacardi. You know, you have a lot of completely private companies. Then you have a lot of companies that are on the stock market, but with family control, like Bulgari, Hermes, Clarins, Pernod Ricard. And also, we always speak about this diversified group like LVMH or PPR, Gucci.